Welcome to the train from Kandy to Ella, one of the most scenic train journeys in the world.
This is just one of many remarkable and diverse experiences that await on a trip to Sri Lanka. In this video, we'll give you a taste of what there is to discover over a week in this beautiful country. We'll also show how both Brandon and I flew from Melbourne to the capital of Colombo and back in business class. You'll be surprised at just how affordable a trip to this stunning country can be.
Okay, we have just arrived in Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka's capital city isn't just a convenient entry and exit point. Here, colonial history collides with modernity to forge an eclectic blend of flavours, ideas and culture. We begin our adventure with a day of sightseeing around Colombo. But first, we learn an important lesson.
Oh yes. So it turns out we were doing it wrong. We were standing on the side of the road trying to hail a tuk-tuk, and you can actually just order one on the Uber app. So easy, and it was a lot cheaper than we expected. So just get the Uber app. This is the same one I use in Australia, and you could literally just like hail a tuk-tuk on here. So easy. Behind me is the old Colombo Lighthouse. It was completed in 1857, and at that time it was the tallest structure in Colombo at 29 metres high. But now this is the current tallest tower in Colombo. So this is Lotus Tower at 351.5 metres.
This tower offers stunning 360-degree views of the capital and is $20 to enter. We've seen and heard Colombo from street level to the tallest tower, but for a taste, well, you can't skip the world-renowned Ministry of Crab.
Thank you. So I eat seafood, but I also don't really know how to shell a prawn. So I finally decided that I'm going to face my fear of digging into a prawn. I actually don't know what I'm doing. Record this like shambles of meat tray. Buttery, butter soy.
Safe to say my taste buds are shocked in the best possible way. Top it off with a flaming coconut creme brulee, and I can see why this place comes so highly recommended.
Are you wanting to indulge in a splash of luxury during your Sri Lankan escape? Come down to the Kingsbury Hotel where you can indulge in Colombo's biggest buffet for less than $38 per person. There's so many to choose from. Just on the train from Colombo to Kandy. It's about a 2.5-hour train ride. It's online, really easy process. It's actually about $10 per person, one way for a first class train ride. It's really comfortable, seats recline and everything, and you get reserved seating, so no need to fight people for seating when you get on board.
After 2.5 hours, we hop off the train, ready for a good night's sleep. And we're going to need it. We've got a big day ahead.
So second day in Sri Lanka, we have taken a day trip out from Kandy to come and see Sigiriya Rock. Look at it, it just looks absolutely magnificent. It was about a 2.5-hour drive to get here, and it's about 180 metres up to the top. So it's about a 2-hour return hike. See you on the other side. I'm just gonna chill here. Probably should have worked out before we came here. Whoa, this is really cool. This is such a nice view. Oh my gosh.
On the way back to Kandy is Dambulla Cave Temple, the largest and most well-preserved cave complex in Sri Lanka.
Because this is a sacred site, you do have to cover up below the knees. So about halfway up the steps, there is someone selling these for about 3,000 rupees. Don't buy them. Hot tip, wait until you get to the front and you can hire one for only 100 rupees.
The entry fee to Dambulla is 1,500 Sri Lankan rupees and features over 150 statues of Buddha, all in various magnificent poses. You'll also find the stunning golden Buddhist temple at the foot of the hill. While there's lots to explore in and around Kandy, enough to warrant a few extra days stay, I've come here to tick off a bucket list item.
Today we are going on the train from Kandy to Ella, so this is known as one of the most scenic train journeys in the world. Because of that, seats actually sell out really quickly, and because we booked this trip last minute, we didn't actually get a chance to reserve our seats online. But when we arrived in Kandy the other day, a local gave us a tip that if you actually go to the station before Kandy, you might actually have a better chance of getting a reserved seat. So we called an Uber. It was only 20 minutes from Kandy, and we made it here about 45 minutes before the train, and we got a reserved seat for the 7-hour train journey, which we're going to go on today.
Right on time. While the first class seats on our previous train were delightful and affordable, on this train, second class is where you have access to the open doors for the money shot. I get some practice in while safely stationary. We pull into Kandy and there are dozens of passengers waiting on the platform. We feel instantly validated at our decision to get on earlier at Peradeniya. With the train now comfortably full, we take the journey back around through Peradeniya and onward to Ella. Staff come around to take our lunch order after Peradeniya, 800 Sri Lankan rupees for each dish, served at 12:30 p.m. You have to order ahead if you want a hot meal, otherwise maybe bring your own food. There's also a little cafeteria if you'd like some snacks. The entire experience is a joy to the senses. Rickety train tracks unapologetically jolt you from side to side. In the next carriage, a group of locals armed with tambourines and a guitar are singing. I love every moment. With the countryside opening up to us, I decided it's time to get out there and get the shot. Nervous? No. I'm a self-proclaimed adrenaline junkie. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Nothing quite compares to the rush of standing in this doorway with a balmy breeze blowing through my hair, the landscape dazzling at every twist and turn. Seriously, this is one of the most breathtaking moments I've ever experienced, and if you ever find yourself in Sri Lanka, make this a priority. We eventually cover 140 kilometres between Kandy and Ella. The train journey takes around 7 hours. From Ella, we make our way to Yala National Park. I'm still thinking about the train. Located on the southeast coast and spanning 979 square kilometres, Yala National Park is Sri Lanka's most famous wildlife park. My base for 2 nights is Yala Safari Camping, an all-inclusive glamping resort right at the park's doorstep. I spend a lazy afternoon taking in the views of the greenery below. At night, I soak in my private spa bath as a chorus of wildlife echoes around my luxury tent.
This accommodation even has its own platform, and you can walk out and get a 360-degree view of the entire park. Good morning, it is 5 o'clock and we're up bright and early to go for a safari around Yala National Park. So this is Sri Lanka's most famous wildlife park, and we're hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive leopard today. You can see some buffalo out there, and we're just on our way to go find some leopards.
Yala National Park is home to the highest population density of leopards anywhere in the world. They're elusive, but it wasn't long before we had an opportunity to photograph a curious cat.
I left some snacks on the table of my room before I went out for safari this morning, and I just came back and something's actually eaten my snacks.
Moving to the south coast unveils the scenic beachside town of Marissa. After a jam-packed few days of sightseeing, I take the opportunity to mimic the vibes of Marissa. Today's agenda? Chilling. And it's easy to do when you're surrounded by an abundance of coconut trees lining a pristine coastline with pockets of nature to explore. Less than an hour's drive from Marissa is the historic port town of Galle. Taking influence from the Portuguese, Dutch and British, Galle's famous fort is a nod to Sri Lanka's blend of South Asian and European culture. Conveniently, it's a quick hop from a World Heritage listed Dutch lighthouse to a 2,300-year-old Buddhist rock temple. Did I mention how diverse this country is?
The final leg of our journey takes us from Galle to Colombo by train. We paid 500 rupees for a second class train ticket, so that's just about $2.50. It's time to head home. We're flying Colombo to Singapore with Sri Lankan Airlines Business Class, and then from Singapore onto Australia with British Airways Business Class.
That's right, we flew business class all the way here and back, but booking them didn't break the bank. Here's every flight we took to and from Sri Lanka. That's 4 business class flights, 3 with flatbeds, for a total of 180,000 Qantas points, plus 796 Australian dollars. All of this was booked on the Qantas website through their multi-city tool. Even with accommodation for 7 nights, it's still a super affordable getaway. Here's what we paid per person for each stay in Sri Lanka. Well, where do you get all these points, you ask? Believe it or not, you don't even have to fly to earn Qantas points. They're easy enough to earn on the ground from everyday activities, all of which we cover in great detail on our website, pointhacks.com.au. For example, we booked some of our accommodation with Qantas hotels during a bonus points promotion, instantly offsetting some of the points we spent on this trip. And hey, if you're having trouble finding the right seats, our travel experts at Point Hacks Concierge can help find them for you. We've left a link in the description. I'm back in Melbourne after the most amazing trip to Sri Lanka. If you love this experience and want to see more, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to learn more about how to travel on points, we've got everything you need to get started over on our website, pointhacks.com.au. We'll see you on our next trip.